Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday, October 21st. Thanks so much for being here. I'm laughing because I just went through this morning's video, almost completed it, was kind of happy with the way it was going, and realized that despite all my excellent application, I didn't have the record button on, so I was just talking to a blank screen. Well, life is funny that way. Anyway, we're recording now, so Lord willing, this will work. We're going to go back to Proverbs 8 for some practical thoughts and application. Right at the end, there's this plea that is made by Solomon. Now that my sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Don't ignore it. Blessed is the man who listens to me. There's this emphasis on listening because in the Hebrew culture, if you only were said to have listened if you actually obeyed and followed through. So it's not just a matter of tuning it out, but listening means doing. So blessed is the man who listens to me. That means he's eager. So he's waiting at the door, waiting at my doorway, wisdom's doorway. He's eager to embrace her. Can't wait to see her. Because wisdom says, whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the Lord. That's the promise that is being given to us, that the woman wisdom is calling out, embrace me and you'll find life. But whoever fails to find me harms himself. All who hate me love death. Whoever fails to find me harms himself, does violence to himself. See, this is talking about the reality more than just an attitude. Remember back in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 19, the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They don't know what makes them stumble. This person who fails to love wisdom has no intention of bringing harm to themselves, no intention of hurting others. But that doesn't change reality. If you don't love wisdom, you will do harm to yourself. You're walking on the way of the wicked. You may not be wicked internally, but you're walking on that way and you won't be able to discern, you won't be able to figure out why everything is going so poorly. One example of this is self-pity. If we don't wipe out self-pity, it will do tremendous harm to us, all the while thinking that something else is the problem. Why am I being treated so unfairly? But in fact, the person who's engaging in self-pity doesn't know why they're stumbling, why they're falling. Excuse me. I'm going to relate a scenario to you which I've seen play out many times in people's lives. And it's a sad one, but it's true. I pray that we can learn from it. In a 3-year-old, when you see self-pity, he doesn't get the toy that he wants. She's unhappy because she has to do something she doesn't want to do. And so these 3-year-olds, they whine, they complain, they're unhappy. They're not getting their own way. If that's not addressed with love and compassion, pointing them to the gospel, and life is about serving God, not serving yourself, this self-pity grows. Now, this child may learn how to fit in with the program, may look like things are going okay, but internally, this self-pity clock is ticking. It's a plant that's growing and taking root and consuming this child. So that when they become a 13-year-old and enter into teenage years, this young man is someone who is consumed with things not going his own way. He feels like he's being shut out, like life is unfair. He may become despondent. He may withdraw. He's a perfect target for pornography. Self-pity is the soil of pornography and perversion and ruin in life. So throughout his teenage years, things don't go well. He reverts more into his own inner just sadness and self-pity, feeling sorry for himself. And the issues of porn grow deeper and deeper. People call it an addiction. It's much more devastating than that because he's serving himself. And the more he tries, the deeper it gets, and the worse it gets. Till finally, this 3-year-old, 13-year-old, now 33-year-old is married, unhappy with life. Whether he's married or not, he's still probably doing porn. Possibly issues with substance abuse or drinking or other elements of that. It's also the breeding ground for domestic abuse, being unkind and abusive of children and wives. It may start out on a low level, but it just increases. The more they don't get what they want, the more they feel ripped off, the more violent they become. The more unproductive they become at work. So this may be someone who is losing opportunity, may lose jobs, may not gain well in the company, or be bitter towards others. And then finally, just brokenness. And the wreckage of a life is laid out before them. This is the fruit of self-pity. This is the result of not loving wisdom and not understanding the danger therein. Don't let these things take hold in your children. If you see any evidence of self-pity in yourself, wipe it out. Come to Christ. Know the power of the gospel. Know that you have been blessed beyond anything, and that the woman wisdom is there calling to you to embrace her. It's that practical. It's that important. Thanks for being here, and Lord willing, we'll see you tonight. I pray that you would see the value of what Proverbs 8 is teaching us. Lord bless you. Bye-bye.